All right, listen up. Because in the UAE, a quiet revolution is taking place that is going to fundamentally change how every single business gets paid. And this isn't some far-off future thing. No, the clock is ticking right now. Let's break down exactly what you need to know. So this is the big question, isn't it? Because what's coming is not just another software update. We're talking about a complete rewiring of the financial nervous system for every business in the country. So you have to ask yourself, are your systems, your people, and your overall strategy truly ready for this? Okay, so you're probably wondering, why is all this happening now? And look, that's a fair question. This isn't just some random piece of red tape. To really get it, you have to zoom out and look at the UAE's grand vision for the future and see exactly where this mandate fits into that big picture. The UAE's ambition is crystal clear: to move beyond an oil-based economy and become a top-tier global hub for finance, technology, and logistics. But here's the thing. You can't build a 21st century digital powerhouse on 20th century paper-based systems. It just doesn't work. And that is exactly where e-invoicing comes in. It's the digital backbone for this new, more transparent, and hyper-efficient economy. So that's the why. Now, let's get into the mechanics of the what. What is this new system, really? Well, in the simplest terms, it's about giving the tax authority a real-time, live window into the entire economy. The engine driving this entire change is called Continuous Transaction Control, or CTC. And the key word here is absolutely continuous. It means that for every single invoice your business sends out, the important data is streamed, almost instantly, to the Federal Tax Authority, the FTA. They can validate transactions as they happen, not weeks or months down the line. Over 99%. Just let that number sink in for a second. That is the massive ambition behind this whole system. And this isn't just about catching fraud. It's about creating a hyper-efficient system that eliminates errors, speeds up your VAT refunds, and frankly, makes the entire tax process a whole lot smoother for everyone involved. So how does all this data actually flow? I know it might sound pretty complex, but the UAE made a really smart move here. They didn't try to reinvent the wheel. Instead, they adopted a proven global standard and then just gave it a unique local twist. That foundation is something called Peppol. Now, the easiest way to think of it is as a universal language and a super secure network just for e-invoices. By adopting Peppol, the UAE isn't just digitizing its own backyard. It's plugging its entire business ecosystem into a global standard. This makes trade with partners in Europe, Asia, or anywhere else completely seamless. But here is that clever local twist I was talking about. You see, standard Peppol is a four-corner model. You've got a supplier, a buyer, and their two service providers. Simple. The UAE introduced a fifth corner. And who do you think that is? Yep, the Federal Tax Authority. They've placed themselves right in the center of the data flow for every single transaction. Here's how that five-corner flow works in practice. When a supplier creates an invoice, it goes through the network on its way to the buyer. But simultaneously, all that crucial data is routed directly to the FTA. This basically makes them a digital witness to the transaction, seeing everything happen in real time, sometimes even before the buyer does. And to make all this work perfectly, there's a specific format called PINT AE. So if Peppol is the global language, think of PINT AE as the specific UAE dialect, or its local grammar. It makes sure that every single invoice contains the mandatory information required by UAE law, like specific VAT numbers, which is what makes the whole thing compliant. Okay, that's the tech. But now we get to the part that really, really matters for every single business owner out there, the timeline. When exactly do you need to have all this in place? The rollout is happening in phases, but let me be clear, these deadlines are firm. The first mandatory wave for larger businesses hits on January 1st, 2027. Now, I know that might sound like it's a ways off, but for a project of this scale, your planning and integration work needs to start, well, pretty much now. So, which phase are you in? It's pretty straightforward, actually. It's all based on your annual revenue. If your business turns over more than 50 million dirhams, you are in phase 1, and your deadline is January 1st, 2027. If you're under that number, you fall into phase 2, which kicks off July 1st, 2027. This brings us to the stakes. Because this isn't just about compliance. This is a strategic fork in the road. There are some serious risks for businesses that lag behind, but on the flip side, there are huge rewards for those that get ahead of the curve. Let's start with the rewards. Look at this number, 70%. Studies show that businesses that properly implement e-invoicing can cut their manual processing costs by up to 70%. Just stop and think about what that frees up in terms of your time, your money, and your people's energy. And it goes way beyond just cost savings. We're talking about automating tedious accounting processes, accelerating your cash flow because invoices get paid faster, and even having the FTA pre-fill your VAT returns with the data they already have. You see, this isn't just a compliance headache. It's a massive operational upgrade. The choice is really stark. On one side, non-compliance means you're facing hefty fines, potential legal issues, and the operational nightmare of having your invoices rejected. On the other side, compliance unlocks real cost savings, much greater efficiency, and a stronger, more competitive business. It seems like a no-brainer, right? The key really is a shift in your mindset. Just like this quote says, the smartest companies will stop seeing this as a burden they have to deal with and start seeing it as a government-sponsored opportunity to modernize their entire financial workflow from the ground up. So as we wrap up, the final question is really for you. This digital shift isn't an if, it's a when. The deadlines are set, the technology is here. The real question is, how will your business use this moment? Are you going to just comply? Or are you going to use this as a chance to innovate and to lead the way?